A man who puts on the uniform of this nation's army should, in any and all cases, be given and afforded the same treatment as any other man in the uniform, regardless of race, creed, or color. This would support and vitalize the efforts of those who, in all truth, work to make this a democratic nation. In fact, would temporize those unfortunates who are frozen in the creeds fostered by such organizations as the KKK and other factions set in policy against which we are now supposed to fighting in the present way as a nation, and would enlarge us into a nation of clear thinkers and doers. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in a nation of God-fearing and upright men is indeed that America for which we are all ready and willing to fight. Lilacs are as beautiful, regardless of their hue.
Negro and white soldiers could never mix. There'd be serious trouble between them and perhaps many unpleasant scenes and riots. Many Southern soldiers who particularly despise colored men wouldn't stand being in the same hotel or room with a colored man. While I respect a colored soldier, it is my honest opinion that they should be kept on their side of the tracks and whites on the other.
It is really a pity and a shame that the people of this world are so narrow. How can we criticize Hitler and co. for his cruel treatment of minorities when we practice the same thing? On what grounds do we find power to compel anyone to do right instead of wrong, since through the virtue of our might is not our right? There are towns in this state, Texas, in which I cannot even go to pick up a telegram or cash a money order. Yet, right here, I've just completed with my unit the satisfactory passing of tasks that have shown us qualified as soldiers who can effectively fight and die for the perseverance of racial equality with liberty and justice for all. Come now, the Army can at least clean up its own backyard. Moreover, the nation should back the right it gives to the man through Supreme Court. Man's voting privilege. It's a laugh, and don't think it isn't a nice background for Hitler propaganda.
Is democracy supposed to be for the white or colored? It can't possibly be for the latter. What are we, am I really fighting for? If it's what the newspapers claim, I can't appreciate it, nor the fact that I'm segregated on a so-called Negro post. The streetcars, theaters, restaurants in a so-called democratic country? There must be a hidden reason. Has Germany treated the Jews more harshly than the Southern and Northern cracker treated the American Negro? Of course the answer is yes, but they never claimed to be a true democracy, and we have. They have me in the Army, and there is very little I can do about, but at least please advance some more logical and truthful slogan than fighting for democracy. How can one fight for something one knows little or nothing about? Something that is the privilege of the chosen few?
Even though I believe Negroes are entitled to the things they are fighting for, I don't believe they should be together with white troops any more than any white person of average mind would want their daughter to wed the greatest Negro soldier hero. The majority of the white race will always hold themselves as superior to them, more so than any other race. No matter how much you preach against class distinction, you cannot change their color. There is a difference.
Personally, I think all men should be treated equal and should have the same rights. It has come to my attention that this is not being done here in the Army and outside the Army. The segregation law should be abolished below the Mason-Dixon line. It is too bad that soldiers have to encounter some of the things that they have encountered during this war. We have had good men who have been terribly disgusted because some of the superiors didn't understand them. I personally think that one who is in authority should understand people. I'm wondering if conditions will be better after the war, but from all indications, they will be worse or practically the same. Some change should be made. If not, the returning veterans will demand such, if they are not.
The Negro should start a war right here in this country with the whites. It's a hell of a feeling to read the papers where one of our race has been lynched. And to think, we got to fight and keep the white one doing the lynching safe. We have fought in every war so far, and we were always promised our rights afterwards, but we never get any. This time we are going to make some rights or die trying. Over in Europe, the war going on is their business. We should have treated Japan right, and we would have not been fighting them. We'll win the war, but we'll have a race war here. The only race that will profit by the war is the white man. It has always been that way after wars and will continue that way. After this war and doing this war, the white man will have a hell of a time with the Negroes. Believe me when I tell you so.
White supremacy must be maintained. I may be an unreconstructed rebel, but I'm proud of it. I'll fight if necessary to protect racial equality. I'll never salute a Negro officer, and I'll not take orders from a Negro. I'm sick of the Army's method of treating these inferior swine as if they were human. Segregation of the races must continue. I favor a Back to Africa movement for Negroes.
While I'm in this army, they can send me anywhere, even overseas where I'd like to be right now. But don't send me down south, because I'm not going to stand for the kind of crap them crackers hand out, or there'll be a civil war down south. Here in IGMR, they have swimming Monday and Thursday for colored soldiers. That's fine, but what about weekends? If a soldier don't have any money and it's hot as hell like right now, 90 degrees, and he can't go to the lake because it's not his day to go. Where I come from, Pine Camp, New York, anyone, no matter race, color, or creed, can go to the swimming hole any damn time. Can that be explained? I only hope the people in the USA change some of their ways pertaining to a very important subject they have been dodging for a long time. Since I have been in the Army, I have some very rough treatment at the hands of these Southern whites. And I will give you my word that after the war, if any of my race is molested, that I will join any kind of mob or army to stop whoever is doing it. Sometimes I wish I was fighting the Pika Woods, Southern whites, ignorant dogs, scum. I'm glad they don't go to the same places I go to. Period.